We are getting there, folks. We're slowly but surely getting there. It's nearing the end of 2020. It's been an interesting year. We are getting there, and we are getting closer to December. And you know what happens in December? Christmas. So in this video, we are going to be talking about what to get your photographer, videographer friends for Christmas. Let's roll the intro. So what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Thank you very much for joining me for another video. Welcome back to the channel. And like I said, in this video, we are going to be talking about what to get your photographer and videographer friends for Christmas. We're going to be working from the slightly less expensive stuff all the way to slightly more expensive. Now, this list is mainly focused on beginners and people who just want to get into it. Nothing too fancy. I'm not telling you go and get your friend the Canon EOS R5 or the C70 because, well, if your friend can get you that, they're a great friend, but we're not working on that basis today. So I'm going off the basis of entry level, sort of intermediate, beginner kind of gear. So yeah, let's start with the first item. First thing on the list is SD cards. You can never get enough SD cards. Honestly, I take about 7 with me on a shoot, even if it's just one photo shoot. Probably a little bit overkill, but I just like to be prepared. And plus, it's nice to have this little folding out protective case, which is great. I should have included this. I'll link it below. It's made by B-Way. But yeah, SD cards, you can never get enough SD cards. Now, I usually go with the SanDisk Extreme Pro 128GB SD cards. They're very, very reliable. I've never had them, fall on me or corrupt or get damaged. Well, I keep them in this case, but they've been really, really reliable. They're nice and quick as well, particularly if you're shooting 4K footage and, burst shooting on photos. Great thing to have in your camera bag. Don't just go out to one shoot with one SD card. Take a bunch, because you never know, it could fill up. So yeah, get your photographer friend or videographer friend some SD cards. Next on the list, we are talking tools. Now, this thing has saved my ass so many times than I care to mention. This thing is the best. I actually got given this for free when I was at VidCon London in 2020. Oh my god, it was February this year. Oh my god. That is crazy. I got given this by the lovely people at CVP. They just gave me this, and it's the multi-tool sort of kit by SmallRig. I'll leave obviously a link in the description below. But this thing is an absolute lifesaver. You got your Phillips flathead, you got Allen keys, you got screwdrivers, and honestly, it's an absolute game changer. When I'm tightening stuff up on my gimbal or something comes loose on my tripod, just attaching the base plate, it is just so handy. And I reckon everybody should have one of these in their camera bag or somewhere in their like everyday carry in their pocket. Get one of these. They are a lifesaver. Big up SmallRig and big up CVP as well for giving it to me. Legends. Next on the list, it's sort of a tool, but it comes in very, very handy every now and then, and that is the Gobi plant-based glass cleaner. Now, as photographers, especially if you're doing wildlife photography, your camera gear is going to get very, very dirty. It's going to get very, very mucky, and that's not going to make for good shots. If you've got like water stains and marks all over your glass, all over that very beautiful, expensive glass that you've spent a lot of money and time saving for, you want to keep that clean. You want to keep it in good order. And this lens cleaner is great. I love this. And the good thing with Gobi as well, with all of their products, I use their ND filters as well. They're great. Really, really, really great. And the good thing with that is every time you purchase something of theirs, they plant 5 trees. And, that is incredible. How amazing is that? So, yeah, big love to Gobi. They are an incredible company, very, very good purpose. And just lens cleaner, it just comes in so handy, particularly when you're doing like a sort of outdoorsy kind of shoot. It's surprising like how much dirt actually gets on your lenses. Plus, you don't really want to be going onto your camera glass and just going and like wiping it with your sleeve. Get a microfiber as well. Good stuff. So the next item on the list is one of my favorite lenses of all time, and it's relatively inexpensive. The Canon 50mm f1.8. This thing is the greatest lens ever. It's so good. I mean, I can't say ever, but it is such a good lens. It's so versatile. It's so lightweight. Yeah, it's a little bit plasticky, but it's so versatile. You can get that nice, really, really good shallow depth of field, a nice blurry background for videos, It's f1.8, so it's great for like low light stuff. It's just so handy. If I'm doing like live music photography, which is something that I love so much, I miss it so much during this lockdown, but I love live music photography, I usually only bring this lens because it's so fast, and when you're shooting gigs, it's going to be low light, it's going to be stage light, it's very dim. This thing can keep up with that. f1.8 is going to let so much light in, which obviously means you don't have to pump your ISO as high, meaning your pictures won't look as noisy and grainy. This lens is so good for portraits, product photography, street photography. It's great. Everybody should get this. Here in the UK, you can probably get it for about £99, or used probably about £70. It's really good. Highly recommend every photographer should have one of these in their camera bag. We're moving up again, slightly more expensive stuff now, and hard drives. We are talking hard drives, and more specifically, these LaCie 2TB rugged hard drives. I love these. They have never let me down. They are just proper rugged. They're absolutely ugly and hideous with that orange thing, but I've never taken it off. Let's have a look. I've never actually taken the rubber stuff off. Let's have a look. Okay, that's relatively boring. But anyway, these are great. I absolutely love them. They've never let me down once. They're proper resistant, proper rugged, which is why you see most YouTubers have them. They're lightweight and they're pretty fast as well, particularly if you use the USB-C cable that comes with it, if you're using one of the newer MacBook Pros or a laptop that handles USB-C. These are great. Really love them. They don't take up too much space in my camera bag. And you can probably find these for about £75 here on Amazon. Yeah, highly recommend everyone should get these, particularly if you're doing like a travel shoot or something and you just want to back up your files to something small. Highly recommend this. Now, the last item on the list is the most expensive item on the list, but don't forget, I did mention this is aimed at entry-level people, entry-level photographers, maybe people just wanting to buy their first camera. And whenever people say, what camera should I get for YouTube? What camera should I get for photography? If it's their first camera, I always recommend this. That is the Canon EOS M50. Why do I recommend this camera? Value for money is the main reason I recommend this camera. It is small, lightweight, it's mirrorless, it has a flip out screen which comes in very handy. I'm shooting on the Canon M50 now, and the flip out screen is what I'm using for my monitor. Good picture, right? It has a 24.1 megapixel sensor, so great for photography. It has 1080p up to 60 frames a second, 120 frames a second in 720, I don't really use that, and it does have 4K. Now the 4K is a little bit crippled on this. It's usable if you're using it manual focus, but if you want to use autofocus, probably not the best. But the 1080p footage does look absolutely brilliant, and most of the time when I'm vlogging is actually in 1080p, and I just upscale it to 4K. Could you tell the difference? Probably not, unless you're doing a little bit of pixel peeping, but all shot on this camera. Every sort of thing, like photography job, portraits and stuff, family photos, weddings, have all been shot on this. So if you head onto my website, connorwells.com, link down there, every photo and video piece of work has been done on this. And I think that this is actually the perfect entry-level beginner's camera for YouTube, for photography, for video making. It's great. Highly recommend it. So that is my list. That is what I recommend. You get your photographer, videographer friend, someone who wants to get into this hobby or make a career of it. All of these items will be linked in the description below, and I recommend that you have them in your camera bag as well. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe, stay well. Peace.